In this video, we're going to cover how to make a productive to-do list. I've got to say, to-do lists are the cat's meow when it comes to productivity. So this video is for you if you want to be more productive and if you want to get everything out of your head so you can be less stressed and less depressed. And I'm going to show you how keeping a to-do list from a psychological standpoint has very specific health benefits. Why not keeping a to-do list really isn't a thing, meaning it's not backed up with science that you can actually even do it or that it's effective. And what two things will happen to you from a medical and physiological standpoint if you don't. So let's dig in. You're going to love this video. By the end of this, I hope that you'll make keeping a to-do list your focus for the next 60 days. All right, so let's get after it. Your mind is for having ideas, not for holding them. I'll just tell you a little bit of an example, and this is just me being a little bit judgy. I'm just being Jason right now. I'm walking along with a superintendent and assistant superintendent. We're doing a job walk, and I point to something to be helpful. It's a part of the job walk, right? I point to something, I'm like, hey, we need to do such and such. And I look over, nothing. And I would write it down. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not being unhumble, right? But the person needs to write it down so they internalize it and remember it. So I'll mention, hey bud, you gonna write those things down? Oh, no, I can remember all this stuff. And then I'm like, oh no, this is so bad. Like, what are we going to do? Like, this person does not know the basics of how to be a superintendent or a construction manager or a project manager. The fundamental basis for being organized in these positions is having a to-do list. We manage and monitor millions of things. Like, there's so many moving parts on a construction project. We can't remember that stuff. It's just not a thing. So I'm like devastated when I hear stuff like this. It's not a thing. You can't. Hey, don't be mad. Hey, calm down. I love you. Let me give you a heart right here. I love you. I love you. But you cannot remember. Stop. Just stop trying. Stop doing it. You can't do it. Human beings weren't meant to do that. Computers were designed to do that. We weren't meant to do that. Our mind is for having ideas, thinking of ideas, creating ideas, not for holding them. Let me tell you what happens when we attempt to hold them. It's like a little pinball pinging around inside our brain, bruising the inside of our brain. We got to get those out. We got to get them out of our head and onto a to-do list. That little pinging and pinning around is one of the main reasons why when you go home, you're not focused on your spouse when you're talking to him or her. It's one of the main reasons you have mild cases of depression because you didn't accomplish enough like at work and feel like you're winning. It's one of the main reasons you have mild cases of anxiety. It's one of the main reasons you don't feel like you won at work. It's one of the main reasons that you have items that were dropped. You dropped the ball and now you're suffering the consequences and now you're fighting fires and I could just keep going. Not keeping a to-do list is like a satanic lie. It's like a sin. Like you cannot do that as a construction manager. We keep to-do lists. That's it. Your mind is for having ideas, not for holding them. You can't remember, so stop trying. So you keep a to-do list to stay after the things that you're supposed to stay after, to do the things that you're supposed to do, and to really not take on that mental burden, right? Who wants that pinging around in their head? Get it on that to-do list. I once heard of a physicist that was going home every night. In fact, this is one of the places that I learned this concept from. A physicist that was going home every night, and he was a nuclear physicist, and he was stressed out about all the thoughts and things that he had to deal with that day. And it just became too much. He was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And he said, I started every day. At the end of the day, I'd write down all the thoughts and things I needed to do. And then throughout the day, I would do the same thing. And I unburdened my mind. So when I was home, I was able to be home. When I was at work, I was able to be at work. So you really want to keep a to-do list for a couple reasons. Let me give them to you right now. Number one, a team member that forgets things is a liability. And if you want to progress, if you want to be looked at highly by your team members, if you want that next promotion, you will not forget anything that you're supposed to do. Ever. Second reason, having a to-do list, it allows your mind to be free from stress, free from anxiety. And I'm not talking about clinical stress and anxiety or depression and anxiety. If you need help from a professional, please seek it. But mild forms of depression and anxiety can be caused from the stress of not having a personal organization system, right? And then number three, you really want to make sure that you're doing the right things at the right time. And so you got to get those out of your head and out of that loop and onto a paper and prioritize it. So right now, I'm going to tell you the different steps. Here's how you create an amazing to-do list. Oh, I faked you. I'm about to give it to you. But before I do that, I'm going to just say, hey, we're getting kind of close. We've been watching some videos. We've been together a couple of times. I think it's time to just like and subscribe. I think it's time. I think we're ready for that commitment. You and me, like, we're ready. So let's go ahead and hit that button. I want to stay with you. I want to be a permanent part of your life. So if you want to, hit that button. Okay, now we're back into it. So I'm going to tell you how to do it. First, capture. You want to capture all of the ideas, and I'll tell you how in a minute. When you're driving, when you're working, when you're in a meeting, when you're in the shower. Yes, I said that. When you wake up, before you go to bed, when you're on vacation, anytime, anywhere, we want to be able to capture that. I swear to you, I swear. My wife bought me a little, and they're waterproof. It's a waterproof pencil, a waterproof little pad, and put it in the shower. Little two sticky suction thingies to where, like, if I'm taking a shower, jamming out, singing, right? And I'm like, oh, brilliant idea. Just write it down. Boom, got it right there. Next to my nightstand, my phone, when I'm at work, my phone, when I'm driving. Literally, I will, if you want to annoy your kids, like if you want to get back at them for not cleaning the bathroom or something, just do what I do. Be like, hey, Effie. And I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, hey, will you text me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, sure, Dad. And then second, third, fourth, 18th, 35th idea while we're driving, she's like, oh, Dad, stop it. But like, don't text and drive. You can voice the text or annoy your kids. Like, totally like free tip. Like, that's a life hack for you. But wherever you are, capture these things. They all need to be captured somewhere out of your head. That's step one. Step two, you really need to clarify. And I like to use the Eisenhower method. So he has a column that will say urgent, not urgent, important, not important. So it's in a 4-box or a 4-block, whatever you call it. And so the columns that say urgent and important, that's just stuff we do. It goes on our list. Okay, not urgent, important. That means it gets scheduled on our Outlook calendar or somewhere where we will be triggered to do it in the future. So we plan it. Okay, so the urgent but not important, that's something we delegate, right? We delegate that to somebody else. Somebody else needs that experience. And then the not urgent, not important, we just cross that off. Oops, don't know where that went. Like, we're not doing that anymore. We're just going to get rid of it. I would bet you money. I can't bet all of you, because if we get the kind of subscribers we want, I'd owe millions of dollars. But I would bet one person $1,000 that if we tracked it, we'd find 20 to 40% of the things that we write down to do are actually waste, and we don't need to do them. You should only do the things that you have to and that only you can do, and let other people do what they can do that they should be doing. So don't do what others should do and what others can do. Only do what you can do and what you should be doing. Obviously clarify, and you're going to have to triage your to-do list and start not doing some things, right? Probably what you don't do is more important than what you do, because if you don't not do the that's horrible language. If you don't stop doing the things you shouldn't be doing, then you're going to be riddled with waste. So absolutely clarify. The third step is to categorize. So some things need to be on your to-do list, but others might need to go into your Outlook calendar just as a meeting. Others, you might just want to add a typical note onto a meeting agenda. But you're going to want to put these things that you want to do into buckets and categorize them properly. So everything won't be on your to-do list, right? Maybe some things in your to-do list, maybe some things on that Outlook calendar, maybe some things in that meeting agenda. The point is, put them in the right buckets and have as few buckets as possible. The key is, and I want you to remember this is the inspired part, you want to have as few buckets as possible, but the key is to have all open loops, all ideas out of your head and into the buckets. And then the last thing that I would say is focus and win. When you go do a task and really focus, that's called one-piece flow. One-piece flow will always be more impactful than batching, right? Batching, you're doing a number of different things like all at once and you're mixing them in. So I'm typing, then I'm doing this, hey, answer a question, hey, there's my phone, oh, let me check the email, what's on the news. That's not going to work. You go, hey, here's my task, like you just focus right in, like this is my task. Prepare for the task, do the task, finish the task. Prepare, do, finish. Prepare, do, finish. And you focus and you do the do while you're there. If you do that, then your brain will distribute chemicals into your body that are addictive. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, to reinforce these habit loops. And when you're done, you'll have this feeling of accomplishment, like, yes, I did this. And it'll be so addictive. Your worst problem is you just want to make sure that you don't become a taskmaster. But it's going to be so good. You are going to celebrate and win. And if you get a couple of wins in a day, you're going to go home happy and have a better chance of showing up better for your family. So Bottom line is, we keep to-do lists. It's just a thing. That's how we do it. It's just how it's done. My challenge to you is to do this for 60 days. I want you to keep a to-do list habitually on paper, on an app, wherever you want, one location, for 60 days. And as a call to action, I'm going to leave you in the description below some links to some videos that will get you started. These are other YouTube videos that explain exactly how to keep that to-do list and give you more context. So I hope you enjoy those. I hope you love them. And I hope you really start keeping that to-do list for 60 days. Right now, this is it. You're like, hey, I want to go start my own business. I want to be successful. I want to be a director. This is it. Like this is your escape route in your burning building, right? If we're all leaving Earth and going to Mars because the Earth is like destroyed, like this is your spaceship. Like get on this spaceship. Like this is your only exit. Like this is your magic pill. This is the way. I don't know how else to explain it. This is the thing. Start doing this for 60 days. It will enable everything else. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had a great time with you. I hope you subscribe. I think it's time. I love you. On we go.